Fire escape engineer's inspector summary video. We're here on building number 203 Washington. We're here in Bridgeport. The fire escape here. This is the typical problem. Right inside there you can see it's rotted. So this support is basically non-existent after that piece of steel right there. And it goes into a hole. And you can see the remaining piece of the steel inside. So this water, I believe, is coming from the inside, from the parapet wall up there, has been feeding water down into these fire escapes and basically rotted it from the inside out. So a majority of this, so there's a life safety issue here on this particular fire escape. The NFPA code requires that the fire escape be load tested and or other satisfactory evidence of strength. This fire escape is not ready for a load test as is. We've got too much evidence of connection rust and all the treads. The tiebacks into the building are all rotted through or rotted out completely on this fire escape, and we'll show. There has been some evidence that somebody came in here and changed the bolts on the treads but never took out the rust, so all these bolts are rotting from underneath, as you can see. So every one of these treads needs to be rebolted, take out all the rust. You cannot have any rust inside one of the connections at all. Look at this, see? Ice jacking and rust jacking splits your sill. Your sill lifts and then it starts feeding water into the steel, and that whole bracket is rotted inside there, and there's nothing holding. It's all rotted here. You can see all the steel is missing all the way to the other end. Now this whole bracket system here is holding this entire staircase. Loaded with people, it's going to have a collapse. So there's a life safety issue here, tying back into the building, and then going down, same situation. All these treads and all these treads, as you can see. The bolting's there, but immediately after putting the bolts a year, 5 years later, they already started eating the new bolts. See all that rust grow? It's eating this. So what this doesn't have to be a 50 to 75-year-old bolt anymore. The fact that is, you know, they never cleaned the rust, it's eating this. So no engineer will ever sign off on a fire escape where they just changed the bolt but kept the rust. Very important. And you can't load test it either. That wouldn't even be considered a spot repair. So let's take a look at, you know, all original hardware, no evidence of maintenance, rust inside all the connections. So look at all that rust in there. Okay, so 100% of the treads need to be rebolted. And again, one of the other major issues that keep this thing from passing inspection is that it's pulling out of the building. Here's another temporary repair with just expansion bolts. And as you can see, it's rotted, it's no longer into the building. So they cover that up, put in this little baby patch over here, put another piece of steel going across to basically hold the staircase, but it's not tied in any way. It's not doing anything. It's not, I don't know if, I think they tack welded it. Yeah, see the tack welds there? So this is a loose piece of 2x2 angle that can come down on somebody's head, and the actual steel is no longer holding the entire staircase up above. So fire escape is not ready for a load test, and there's not other satisfactory evidence of maintenance that would allow this fire escape to pass inspection. Another reason, look at all the rot. That not only builds up inside, but look, it ate the steel. Look at that. All that angle is all eaten. All eaten. So, and this entire staircase is all rotten and eaten. A lot of times when you have these carpets, people leave these carpets here. See all that piece of steel all rotten and eaten? Going into the building all rotten and eaten. So this staircase is no longer supported. So should you load this with people, this fire escape system would collapse. This is holding the fact that the ladder is also dislodged. So this ladder system does not work. Should you release it, it actually would fall to the ground and hurt somebody because it's no longer attached to the system. So that has to be dealt with. A lot of debris, obstruction. Can't have anything obstructing the fire escapes. And the last thing is we're talking about lead paint. Every one of these fire escapes has a lead-based paint. Older than 1978, you must have a renovator's license to be touching this. So any iron worker touching this fire escape prior to repair, he's got to scrape it down with EPA suits on and have the EPA renovator's license so that he can scrape it down, then start doing some of the structural. Because otherwise there is lead on this fire escape and you don't want to contaminate the area. All right, so life safety issues on this fire escape. We're on the rear of 203 or Washington, and fire escape, I would say there's only 2 here. This fire escape has life safety issues. Any questions? Fire escape engineers, Inspector Manassas, 800-649-3333.